So, good morning, everybody. So, my name is Bob Patel with Century 21 Jordan Link. So, we are a brokerage in Visalia, California. And every Thursdays, we have some kind of tech training or Moxie Works hour that we invite anybody in the franchise that wants to join in, since the tools that we teach in Moxie Works relate to all of you. This time, last week, we did a training on basic setups of your Google listing, which is super important. And I invited my friend Justin, who owns a company called Merchant, and that has an AI software called Paige that helps automate your Google listing. So, without any further notice, I'm going to pass it on to Justin and take it away. Screen sharing is already enabled.
Cool. Thanks so much for having me, Bob, and thanks everyone for taking the time to join live and watch the recording. I really appreciate it. So actually, Bob and I have been in touch for years as the business took a couple different iterations, and to give you some context of just how much I believe in Google Maps being the most important place for any business, with you guys being no exception, for being the most important, is that we started doing one thing about 5 years ago. And as we learned that Google Maps is really where more and more of the leads were coming from for businesses, we went all in, and like literally every single thing we do is about Google Maps marketing. So let me share my screen and I'll explain why I feel so passionately about this, and then also give you some ideas of what you can do at no cost to optimize your Google business profiles. And then last, I can tell you, what we're up to and how we might be able to automate the entire process for you. So let's jump right in, and feel free to throw questions in the chat as well. I'm not good at multitasking, but I'll definitely try my best.
I'll keep an eye on the
Uh,
chat for you.
all right, cool. Thanks. So um, let's take it from the top. Let's say I'm looking for let's say a real estate agency in Los Angeles because I'm looking to sell my home. The first thing I want to point out is that you guys are probably familiar with this, but the first thing that shows up are these ads, right? The ones that's sponsored showing up next to it, and only about 2 to 4% of people are going to click on these, right? So even putting your time into trying to rank here, you're only getting 2 to 4, let's just call it 3% of all possible clicks if someone does click on yours out of this list. Then we scroll down to the businesses section. This is what's powered by your Google Business Profile, formerly known as Google My Business or GMB. And this is where 85% of people are now clicking in the Google search results. So this is where it's easily the most important place to rank, because this is where the vast majority of people click. And then if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see the actual websites, of which only the remaining about 12% of people will click on. And oftentimes, one or two of the top three ranked websites is a large brand like Realtor.com or Yelp or Zillow, right? So you have such a small opportunity to even rank at the top of the website list. And now, given the prominence of Google business profiles, only 13% of people are even clicking on a website. So, so that's why I love Google business profiles, because it's really the easiest place for a business to rank, and also where the majority of customers are going. Um, if you click on more businesses, this is what will then show you the Google Maps view. And again, we can skip over these sponsored ones because 2% of people are going to click on them. And now let's talk about the importance of these rankings. So an estimated 30% of people are going to click on the top ranked business profile. 25% of people will click on the second one, 20% on the third one. And then I believe from here it drops down to 15%, then 10%, then 8%, and then basically drops off a cliff down to like 3 and 2% until you're number 10. And then once you're number 11, like it's not even a percentage of the clicks that you're going to get. And so one of the really cool things is that you can increase your leads like significantly. You don't have to be like the number one to get all the leads, but let's say that you're getting, 3 leads a month right now from your Google profile ranked as number 7. If you can just go from number 7 to number like 4, you're going to I think it's nearly double the number of leads you're getting. And if you can go from 8 to 2, you're going to 10x the number of leads, because that's how big the drop off is once you're out of the top 5. We built a cool little chatbot that you guys can also play around with, where you can talk to it. Make this in incognito, which I'll try to here. Never actually tested this let's start over thing, so let's see if it works. Okay, so it's going to ask what kind of business I'm trying to rank higher. Let's say real estate firm. Ask how many clients we typically get each month. Let's just go ahead and say we get 5 new clients. Does anyone want to throw a number out for how much each client is worth to them? Or Bob, you want to throw a placeholder?
Let's just say 10.
No, sorry, the dollar value of each new client.
That I couldn't tell you. Somebody want to put it in a chat? What do you think a dollar value would be for each client you get? Everybody's staying quiet.
All right, I'm going to make something up. We
5,000.
got some. All right, 5,000, 10,000. We'll we'll split it in the middle here. So let's say that you're currently ranking number 7. Like we're not going to say you're not even on the first page. We're just going to say um you're in the 7 ranking. Um, and we're going to say each one is worth $7,500. I'm just going to do some quick math and have a look at what it would take to get you from the 7th to the first in terms of increased business. So it's basically saying that if you go from number 7 to number 1, you're going to get a 500% increase in client inquiries because there's just such a drop off after the top 3 or 5. So like that sounds absolutely insane for a marketing agency to say, hey, I'm going to increase your leads by 500, but that's the power of Google Maps. That's why I love this platform. Um, so now it's basically saying, you're currently getting 5. You could potentially get 25 when you get that increased ranking, um, which means you're getting 20 additional clients. So at that, you're generating additional $150,000 per month. So that when you're looking at any marketing service or the time that it takes to get your profile into that top 5 or 3 or 1, or even just going up a single additional one, you have to think like, okay, like there's a lot of value that can be pulled out of Google Maps. So, all right, hopefully I've convinced you that Google Maps is important now if you didn't already think that. Um, so let's now talk about the different things that Google looks at to rank a profile higher. And what I want to mention, I guess, off the bat is like how I get this information. So we've been doing nothing but Google profiles for 6 years now. We've helped over 20,000 businesses optimize their Google business profile. Previously, it was a human-run service, and now it's fully automated with AI. And in the background, we're collecting millions of data points a month to see what every single profile is doing, and then how their rank changes as an outcome. And then whenever Google updates their algorithm, we redo this and see what the changes are. And so we have, I think, the biggest data set on how to rank a Google profile, like outside of what Google has, which allows us to see some really cool things. And so when you're looking at your Google business profile, we'll just have a look at, let's pick a random one. Okay, so all the different areas that you can optimize, and I'll just show you these, and you can do this, yourself, or have an assistant do it, or if you want us to do it, that's an option as well. But the different areas that Google wants to look at is one is your media section. So are you providing a lot of good media, including videos? So one of the things you're going to notice in the media sections of all profiles that have a video is that it doesn't matter how old that video is, Google's going to show it in one of the top 3 positions because they want to show videos to their users. And then are you doing it recently? So if we have a look at these, you can see this one wasn't done, was done a year ago. It was done 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago. There's typically a latest tab, but I think just for whatever reason, Google is not showing me right now, so I can see the newest images. So you want to upload images and videos to your Google business profile. The next is you need to get reviews. Like something that Google did about 6 months ago is they made it so that the businesses that did an amazing job getting hundreds or thousands of reviews that were sitting up at the top of Google search for a long time, they kind of leveled the playing field, and they said that we only care about reviews in the trailing 90 days. So you need to make sure that you're just consistently getting reviews because let's say you have 500 reviews, they're all 5 stars, they're beautiful, but none of them were in the last 90 days. You're not going to rank because it's showing Google that like you're not really like active at the moment. Um, so yeah, definitely don't sit on your old reviews and think that you did a good job. The next thing is that you need to make sure that you're replying to your reviews. Something that used to be important is putting keywords in your review replies. That doesn't matter anymore um, because Google figured out that people are gaming that, so you can just respond to them in like an authentic way. Um, and then the other thing that's really important about reviews, and I'll show you how we help with this, is that if I look for like best realtor for selling home in Los Angeles, over to the map section. Um, I think Google is very confused about where I am because I'm out of the country right now and have a VPN on, and my browser thinks I'm in the UK. Usually, it'll have reviews that mention those keywords as a reason of why they're showing each business high up in the search results. And so, like keywords are super important to get in your reviews, and you can even see it on this section where Google is highlighting here what people are saying in their reviews. Um, okay, moving on. You guys probably already know that reviews are very important. You also need to make sure that you have your services list built out. So make sure that you have, loan services, home seller programs, any kind of service that you might add, appraisals, and then also have the descriptions for each of these. Google doesn't show the descriptions in the browser view, but they do on the mobile view. So it's probably why we're not seeing it here. As well as Google Business Updates. You might not know this, but Google has their own like kind of like social media post feature, which they call updates. And that's just something that some of you might be using where basically you can put a picture and some text in here and it shows up on your profile as a social media update. Um, so definitely another way to help you stand out. And whenever you're doing these things, you have to make sure you're using your target keywords and your target cities in them so that Google have a really good understanding about like what your business is all about. Of course, you need to have an optimized business description, right? That goes without saying. You need to make sure that you're including your keywords in here. Um, don't say things like, we offer the best support in the industry, because keep in mind, like that had 0 keywords. So you'd want to adjust that kind of sentence to instead say something like, looking to sell or buy a home. We provide the best, home selling support in Los Angeles, just so that you're switching more of these target keywords together. You want to make sure that you fill out all of the details of your business, like the attributes and things like that. And again, I'm going to show you how you can automate all this. And then there's also a questions and answers section of your profile, um, which Google's not showing me again, I think, because they're confused about where I am. All right, so that's your Google business profile and some of the things that you want to optimize on it. Some other factors that matter if you guys are maintaining your own websites, you also want to make sure that you have filled out your things like your title tag and your meta description and your header text to have target keywords in it. But that's really not as important as like the Google business profile itself. All right, so those are like the different items that you can play with on your own profile. And the way that you can go and edit that is just go find your business profile in the search results or go to business.google.com. And then you'll see, this section show up in the top left. And this is showing up because you have the editing abilities because you're an owner or a manager. And if I click edit profile, you'll see we have this pencil option appear. This is where you can go and make any of these tweaks just to fill these out entirely. So, it takes about like 90 minutes to do this well if you know what you're doing, and it'll take even longer if you don't. And you can also ask ChatGPT for help with these now. It's pretty good at the suggestions, but let me show you some tools that we've built that make it free or just, if not free, extremely easy. So the first thing that I want to point out is we have on our website a thing that says get free GMB audit. And this is really cool because it's going to do an audit of your Google business profile and give you a report card style of how every single component that I just showed you is optimized. And it's going to tell you, like, do you need to fix these or do you not? And then it'll also give you these heat map rank audits that show you like how well you're currently ranking for the important keywords in your industry. And this only takes you like 3 minutes to do, and it walks you through it. So like here, you'll basically just log into your Google account. You'll select the Google profile that you want to do the audit on. You'll pick the keywords that you want to audit. Basically, it's going to suggest them for you, and you can just select them. You select the area that you want to get more clients from, and like obviously, you would like to get clients from your entire state, but do your best to hone in on your specific city. Like you are easily the most competitive industry to rank on Google Maps, right? Let's not get carried away. You need to focus on like what is your niche. I wouldn't even say all of Los Angeles. I would say, you can see there's a little city here, like Culver City or Beverly Hills or Santa Monica, Marina Del Rey, right? Like before you can rank in a larger area, you first need to get your credibility with Google in a smaller area. So please resist the urge to say all of California or all of Los Angeles. So you'll drag the pin to the area that you want to audit. Um, and you can adjust the size there as well. And then our tool is going to write, in a paragraph form, what you did well, what you're not doing great in. If you scroll down, you'll see there's like a report card that says what you passed and failed in and why you failed. So it gives you the information that you need to actually go and make the changes yourself. And then I'll show you what your rankings are in each of these areas. And so if you're not familiar with what this style heat map report is, basically it's saying that if someone did a search for a certain key, like search term, so maybe it's realtor, right here on Earth, you weren't ranking in the top 20. Whereas if you do it right here, you were ranking number 4. If you were doing it right here, you're ranking number 7. So this kind of tool basically mimics local searches for a search phrase and then tells you where your business showed up. So it's just very helpful to get an understanding of how well you're currently ranking. And then there's these call to actions throughout it to it's going to say let Paige fix it. This is just a white label version of it in this video for a fake agency that we use in demos. So we'll say let Paige fix it. And then you can start a $1 trial if you want, where basically Paige is going to just spruce up everything. It's going to clean up absolutely everything on your profile. You'll just accept them one by one. So for example, here it's saying your current unanswered questions. It's showing the question that was unanswered. And in the onboarding flow of this, it'll basically provide an answer using information from your website, or it would have suggested a review response to a review that you didn't reply to, or more services to add to your profile, or it'll write all the service descriptions to put on your profile. So basically it does what used to take our team about an hour and a half to do manually, and it does it just in a couple of clicks. So that's the audit tool. I would definitely suggest trying it out. And if you want to have Paige just automatically clean it, then just sign up for that $1 trial. And if you don't want to continue, you can cancel it. But let me show you what Paige does and why it's so popular. So, Paige basically automates everything that our managed service used to do and more. And so first, I'll just kind of scroll through the page for Paige. And the premise of it was basically we had like just a rock star person on our team that was responsible for coming up with the content, scheduling it, and then keeping the client in the loop. And we just thought to ourselves, what would it look like if we were able to replicate this person a million times so that all of our clients could get like the best service possible, best content possible. And that was kind of the origin of Paige. And so you can think of Paige as an extension of your team where it just maintains not just your Google profile now, but also your YouTube channel and your social media content and some other things. So looking at Paige, what Paige can do, Paige will help you get more reviews that have keywords in them, can automate the review replies or suggest replies for you to approve. Paige will optimize your images and add them to your profile over time. It can write, schedule, and publish the posts, the Q&As. Like I mentioned, optimize your GMB in 2 minutes. It self-improves over time. So that's a really cool feature that we have where we're collecting these millions of data points and then we're adjusting all the user strategies based on what's working for the top performing businesses across our network. and it's trained on your business data. So when you onboard, it learns about your business and it makes sure that all the content is like hyper specific to your business. It's not going to be just like generic, AI stuff that you could have just copied and pasted easily from ChatGPT. It also has all the different tools that you previously would have had to purchase. So uh, we send you heat map audit reports. It includes our reputation management software. We even have a citation add-on that automates citation building. It can create you videos and automatically publish them to your Google profile and YouTube channel. I want to stop here real fast and just say it's not expensive. It's $99 a month, right? This thing is typically resold by agencies for between in your industry for between like 500 and 1,500 a month. And typically they're just buying this tool from us and then they're marking it up and setting and forgetting it. So yeah, there's a lot to it, but it's very cheap. Social media, so it can also publish to your YouTube and Facebook page. And then also we have website embed tools that you can like put some of this content on your website as well. Some like the really cool standout features. If you get a bad review, we're going to automatically flag it with Google to try to get it taken down. It'll publish to your Facebook and Instagram. It automates video creation and is a rock star account manager. So it won't let you fail, basically. If you go a couple of days without a review, Paige is going to yell at you. Eventually, that might get annoying, but Paige really just wants you to succeed. If you're running low on images or anything else that's needed to make sure that you actually get the benefit, Paige is going to email you, as well as keep you up to date with like what's happening every week, let you know if something needs to be approved. Because like the last thing that I wanted to do here was build a software that people signed up for and forgot to use. Trust me, if you're not doing what you need to do, Paige will not let you forget. Um, all right, and then it can also integrate with your software for review requests. So we can get to that as well. All right, so let me show you what it looks like. When you're onboarding, you're setting up a bunch of automations, and it only takes about 5 minutes to run through, maybe 10 if you really want to take your time. So, for example, uploading images, we'll start here. When you upload images to Paige, you can either do it directly in our dashboard or you can do it through our image upload link. You're going to see ABC Agency throughout this. That's a different white label brand that we test with. Basically, it's a link that you can just from the go, if you take a picture of your happy client standing in front of their house, you can just upload that photo from your phone to this tool. And it's going to send them into Paige. And then Paige is going to scan that image, see what it's about, write a meta description using your target keywords. So, for example, local SEO is an important keyword for us. So put it in there. It's going to geotag it for that region that you're trying to get customers from if your phone didn't automatically do that. And that's also going to rename the file. And then it's going to schedule this image to get uploaded to the Google Business Profile. So instead of giving Google like 20 images today and then forgetting about it for 3 months, it's going to just drip them out over time. And it dynamically changes based on how many images you have. So if you have like 30 images in there, it's going to shrink it down and upload them very quickly. Whereas if you have like 4, it's going to slow down and try to buy more time so that you never go more than a couple of days without giving Google some kind of content. You can also embed these on your website if you want. So, having your images show up on your website just to give it a little more life. And then also you can choose the frequency. So let's say, you think you know the secret sauce, you want to upload a new image every single day or every 10 days, you can set that to be the frequency. Or if you leave trust Paige as the setting here, then it lets our data scientists figure out the right frequency for everything that you're doing, and just basically, we make the hard decisions for you. All right, moving on to automate posting. So this is that Google Business Update that I was showing you. That's what these guys are doing here, where they take an image, they write a post, and they schedule it. So Paige can do that, and you can also train it. So let's say that you want them to sound a certain way or use a hashtag or, mention a certain keyword every time. You can train Paige to talk however you want, sound however you want, really make it fit your voice. So like that's the really cool thing about all the content Paige writes is that if you hate how it sounds, you can just train it. So you'll give it different training notes for all the different content that it can create so they can really sound unique to you. So if you don't love how it talks, play around with this. All right, so you can choose for images. What images do you want Paige to use? Only the ones you upload, the ones that you upload and are on your profile already, or if none of those are available, are you also okay with Paige creating images using AI? Do you want Paige to brand the images or only use the raw ones or just brand some of them? So like the example of that, if I go back to our profile, this image, there's no branding on it. Whereas if I scroll down, you can see this one has our logo and some text. Uh, this one, no branding. This one, well, actually, this is a review one, which I'll show you in a minute. Another review one. This one has branding. Uh, okay, so you can decide the style of images that you want. If you want to approve them, yes, no, and only if there's branding or it was using AI. Do you want them to go to your Facebook and Instagram page also? Do you want us to publish those reviews as posts from time to time? So that's like here, when you take a 5-star review and publish that as an image. And then here is, the upcoming ones that Paige created. And keep in mind, yours are going to look different. We have a lot of video or like app screenshots in here. So there's more like actual pictures that you take. And you can also embed these posts on your website. So similar to like a upcoming like blog post, or sorry, a recent blog post slider on your website, you can publish either Google Posts in a slider form. All right, and you'll see that these are all scheduled to go out. So Paige has this one going out April 1st, April 5th, April 17th, 21st, and it figures out the right cadence to put these out if you have that trust page enabled. So it wrote the content, it scheduled it, and it's automatically going to publish it. Review management, you can tell it how you want it to handle reviews. So do you want Paige to come up with a review reply and then ask you for approval before publishing it, or do you just want Paige to send off, like, automatically reply to all 5 stars without asking them? And you can again train Paige to answer reviews however you want. You can put in your own style and how you want them to sound. Automating Q&As. Here, you can ask if you want to approve it, and it's going to ask questions that it knows the answer to because it pulled it off your website. So again, it's going to write the content and schedule it and publish it for you. All right, automating videos. This is really cool. So Paige can create videos for you using your images and upload them to your Google Business profile as well as to your YouTube channel if you have one. YouTube is amazing for local SEO. It tells Google that this is a legitimate business. They're putting time into this. And it's really easy to connect the dots between your YouTube channel and your Google Business profile to add that boost of authority. And I'll show you how you do that. Say if you want to approve them, what do you want the starting slides to say? What do you want the ending slide call to actions to say? What voices do you want used? And then what comes out of this is a video that actually, let me. Here we go. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear this, but let me just pick one of these. Are you able to hear this? Can you just throw a thumbs up if you just heard a voice?
No.
All right. I'm not sure if Zoom is going to let me share this audio. So just know that in the background, there's somebody talking, saying like, are you looking for a window cleaning service in San Mateo? Here at Fox Window and Gutter Cleaning Service, we blah, 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 blah. Right. So there's voice in the background. And
Hey,
now it's going to just go through there.
Justin, I got a quick question.
Yep.
We got somebody asking, as a company and realtors, we have certain compliances we have to follow. Can we train Paige to follow those compliance?
Yeah, whatever they are, you would put those in as training notes. If you give an example of one of them, I can just confirm that we can meet that.
And let me see if Gabriella has. Gabriella, do you have an example that you can put in chat?
Cool. And while they type that, I'll just let this play out.
Okay.
So you can see here, it just kind of goes through their different pictures and kind of narrates what their business is about, and then it ends with like a call to action that was set. And then the cool thing about this is that it uploads to your YouTube channel, and the description of the video is going to use your target keywords that are set up inside Paige, and then also link to your website and your Google Business profile and include your phone number. So it's giving Google kind of a connection of your different entities online, so that they just kind of like share the authority that these videos are creating for you. Um,
So Justin, she said that they have to have their company name and phone number on any post that they do.
your company name, phone number on any post you do.
Yes.
You should be able to do that. Every now and then, though, Google may take down your post because they don't love phone numbers being added, but they don't take it down always. So what you would do here is, well, one, your business name is always going to be included in it, but what you would do for the post is include a note that says like you must include our company name, our phone number. You put in the phone number to make sure that it says the one you want, and maybe your license number or whatever it might be. And then Paige is going to follow this in every single post. And what you can do is make sure that you turn those approval settings on in the beginning to make sure that like you're happy with how it's coming out before you turn off the approvals and just let it set and forget. Because that's kind of the magic. Like once you're comfortable with the content, you just put in set and forget and it just runs in the background.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. And you also have some editing abilities before the video is published. So you can go in and tweak any of that information that was in the video. You can remove images, add more lines, and so on. You can also download them and put them on your socials as well. Let's talk about alerts. So this is that like AI account management stuff that I really love. Is that you're going to get an email if there's something that you need to complete. So, for example, Google really likes when businesses put offers on their profile. So, I think I saw an offer example when I was scrolling here. Here. So, Google loves when a business has an offer that they can share with their users. And what Paige will do is notify you whenever your offer expires. And it'll also help you write the offer to put on there. So like you don't really have to do any of the hard work. And you can see we just did free GMB audit. Yours should be like free assessment or whatever it is that you're already offering for free so that you're not really like going out of pocket for something. Um, you're going to get yelled at if you don't get enough reviews. You're also going to get complimented if you get a lot of reviews. Same if you're giving a lot of images. We'll let you know if a change was made to your profile. So I'm sure some of you woke up one day and realized, like, where'd all my services go? Or why is my website now pointing to this place? Or whatever it might be. And so Paige will alert you if a change is made on your profile that some random internet user or Google made on your behalf. We'll let you know if you need to upload more images, if you need to approve something based on your settings, and then we're going to send you a weekly summary of automations, letting you know what was done and what's coming up. And then also we'll send you reporting that lets you know, basically how's your rank changing. And remember, guys, you're in by far the most competitive industry. This will not be an overnight success story for you. Like you really need to buckle in for at least 6 months before you can expect to see any kind of improvements. Like if anyone has ever told a realtor or real estate agency anything other than that, like you should just run because it's very difficult in your industry. Um, so yeah, and just so you know, kind of the makeup of what we see is in the first 90 days of using any new SEO strategy, Google's still learning about your business and the things that you're doing differently and the correlation between what you're saying and how much it relates to your business. And so the first 30 days, you're really just being judged off what you're doing in the past, if that was something or nothing. And then around the 90-day mark, Google by then has figured out what you're up to now and they've recalculated what they know about your business. And they might start to show you to more users. And so they now just kind of like picked a ranking position out of the hat for each keyword. And then now we're at like month 4, let's call it month 4 to 6. What they're doing is seeing, okay, you're now in the 5th position. Are people clicking you in the percentage that they would have expected for someone in the 5th position? Or are they clicking you more? And if it's more, they're going to move you up to 4th or 3rd, 2nd, or 1st. And then they're going to do that A/B test again and see, okay, are you getting as many clicks as we'd expect for the 1st position? No? Okay, let's maybe move you back down or a little bit lower or a lot lower. And then they try to find your final resting place until they recalculate again and figure out what you should be doing, or the algorithm changes and the goalposts move, in which case they're going to do that all over again. And so that's why it's kind of a 6-month process, because Google has hundreds of millions of businesses they need to understand what they're all about and then do that A/B testing on. And so like there's just no way to to shortcut that unless you do some shady tactics, which Google always finds out, and then you're going to get penalized badly and never get a customer from Google again. So I would avoid anything that seems too good to be true. That's one of my philosophies, by the way, is I'd rather set the expectation right, not do anything shady, and not get anyone penalized because it's a much more difficult business to run when you're getting people's profiles suspended all the time. We actually don't touch anything on the Google profile that could get them suspended because it's the last thing I would want to deal with. All right, so let's show you some of the other tools that you get inside Page. One is you get a review request link that helps you get really good reviews. By really good, I mean they're keyword optimized. So um, here's an example for our own business where if someone says their experience is bad, we might ask them to provide feedback. By the way, we don't even use this, but you can ask someone for their feedback privately, but we still just go to Google button, which keeps it compliant with Google. And this would then have your feedback get emailed to you. And then here, if they say it was excellent or good, we have this feature called suggested reviews. And then what's going to do now is ask what they liked the most. So I'm going to click on results. And now Paige is going to very quickly rate a review that uses your target keywords for that user. And let's say that they don't love this. Maybe they just want to change this to SEO. What they can then do is they click and copy to go to Google. Actually, no, let me use a different one that we don't manage so I can show you what happens. Okay, so for this business, I'm going to say they were thorough. Change this to be super excited. And now if I say that our experience, now if I say click and copy to go to Google, it's going to let them know they're about to be sent to Google. Please paste it when redirected. And then it's going to bring them to the leave a review box so that all they need to do is click that 5-star and paste. And then just hit post. And so we just make it extremely easy for you to get very high quality reviews because these will help you rank significantly more than just a 5-star rating one. And so this link, you can, this link, it's designed to be added to whatever your existing customer communication tool is. So if you already have emails or text getting automatically sent after a transaction closes, you can just put this link in there, or you can just remember to send this out or have your VA send it out after you're done. And that's super helpful. You can also use a QR code and put on your business card and ask them to scan it at the end of a transaction. And then also you can put these reviews on your website. So they'll take your reviews and share them on your website. What else? Reports, like I mentioned, you're going to get full reporting where it shows the metrics from Google, and then also like the before and it shows everything that was done on your profile, and then you'll also get the before and after heat maps for your different keywords, so you can see how well you've improved. If you want to use a citation tool, we have one where basically, I don't have a good way to show it, but unlike other ones, we take all the information from your Google profile and then we just send it to all the other directories. There's no like data entry that you need to do. You don't need to remember to go log into a different portal. Basically, as you make changes on Google, we'll see them and we'll send them to all the other directories. And so it just makes it significantly easier. It's a one-click setup. And when you stop using it, we don't delete your citations. All right, what else? One of the really cool things, and this is kind of going to show you that audit feature that I mentioned previously. If we go to the business optimizations area, we do a real-time audit. They'll tell you why we think your profile isn't at the top of the search results. So looking at this one, you can see, and this is kind of what you get in that free audit. In this case, they didn't post at all in the last 90 days. They don't have any questions on their profile. 0% of their reviews have keywords in them. They have 0 rating in the last 90 days. We ran out of images for them. They haven't connected Facebook. They haven't connected Instagram. They're not using our citations, and they don't have a valid offer. So like, bam, there you have it. These are all the reasons why this profile is not ranking higher. And then down here, we can see, Paige also didn't like their current business description. This is one that Paige suggests they use. And then get this onto the Google profile. All they have to do is say approve. And this is like what you would do also when you're onboarding to Paige the first time. So it'll show your services on descriptions, it'll write them all, and then you can just go ahead and uh, say approve all. You can clean up your attributes, add your social links, answer all your reviews and questions, and like bam, that's like the 90-second GMB optimization that used to take us an hour and a half, and we charge $500 for. Now it's part of that $1 trial. So yeah, that's Paige, and it's a really cool platform. It's very much powered by data. And 2 days ago, we did our latest analysis, and um, and we found that for users that were on the platform for 6 months, they got a 223% increase in rankings. And so I'm pleased with that number. And as our data set grows, and people use it for longer, it's just going to continue to get better. Um, so yeah, so again, you guys are super competitive industry for Google Maps marketing. There's no miracles to be had here, but as you saw in that first chatbot calculator thing that I showed, the opportunity is hugely worth it. If Paige gets you just one more client every, I don't know, what would it be, every 5 years, it would pay for itself. So I hope you found this interesting and you got some value from it. And I'm happy to stick around and ask as many questions that you guys have.
So I did unmute everybody. So if anybody has any questions, this is the time to ask. Don't be shy. Shannon, do you have any questions? You're muted.
I think she said it won't let her unmute, but I'm really bad at
There you go.
lip reading.
Okay, I'm good now. It wouldn't let me before. It said the host, but
Sorry.
so if I'm on my Google page and it says like your profile strength like looks good, I mean, what are the rankings there? Like now Justin's muted.
There we go. I'm back. So yeah, let me go to our profile and I'll answer that question. So their audit tool is very like rudimentary. It's basically just looking like, did you fill out a lot of the information? Some other things that you'll want to look at down here are these cards. So this is where Google is telling you your profile is lacking. Um, so these are dynamic based on what you've done and what you haven't. It's always best to do as many of these as possible. And you can see our profile strength looks good, but like we haven't done a ton of this stuff. So like I don't think that this is actually that strong of an indicator of anything, and definitely isn't used to determine if you're going to rank higher. It's also worth mentioning that the way Google's set up is that like their algorithm team is different from the Google Business Profile team, which is different than the Google Maps team, different from the API team. So like this could have been a decision made by one team that has no impact on any of the others. Yep. So I saw a question um, about you're trying to do the audit and it just kept spinning. So that would happen if you didn't grant all of the permissions when you're going through the setup flow. So when you're logging in, it should say that you've agreed to 4 permissions. By default, only 2 of those are selected. And one of them seems extremely scary, which is that it gives us the ability to see, edit, and delete your Google profile. Please know that that is a standard Google permission shared by all Google Maps API developers. And if we started deleting profiles, we'd be out of business like tomorrow. So we will never do that. There's nothing in our system that lets us delete a profile. Yeah, we have no control over that. I agree to all include the edit option, but yeah, that was scary. Uh, so the question when it kept spinning, did it let you select the keywords first, or was it spinning just to get access to the tool? Because it should load within like 5 seconds, unless you have over 100 Google profiles on your account, in which case it'll take a little longer. But maybe just close the tab and try again. Maybe there's a caption issue. And yeah, click. You have to click on all four of the options that Google has for it to work. Oh, does anyone have any other questions? It's worth mentioning also that when you start the $1 page trial, it brings you through this exact audit and has you fix everything in the same process.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear.
Okay, sorry. When you do the optimization and it asks you to pick 3 of the following keywords, what would you suggest as a realtor? It gives a
Yeah.
lot.
So I'm a huge fan of going for the most important keywords because like you can try to rank for best realtor in Los Angeles area. Like that's gonna be fairly
Mhm.
easy because it's what's considered a long tail keyword. But like I'm a big believer of go for the hardest ones that there are because you'll get just significantly more customers. And like if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right. And so like I would
Mhm.
go for the shortest ones possible. So like realtor, real estate agent,
Buy a
real
house, sell my house.
well yeah, actually you brought up a really good point. So what you want to do if you're thinking of your own is go to Google search and type in like sell a house, and you want to make sure that Google's showing the local map pack because like for this one for example they're only showing websites. So if
Mm.
I typed in like realtors to sell my house, and again my search is off I think because of my VPN. This one would usually show a local search, or if I do real estate agency Los Angeles, yeah, like you want to see this in the keyword search that you're doing. Um, Otherwise, you're going for a keyword that you're like missing half the volume.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And it's also worth mentioning that Paige is designed to write all the content in a way that you're going to hit all of those easier keywords also in the process of trying to rank for the hardest ones. Any other questions? Bob, you're muted.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Justin, thank you for taking the time to attend this training. For everybody on the call, I did put a referral link that we created for Century 21 agents. You could do everything that you can through that link. So take advantage of it. Do the free trial for for 3 days. But I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to have your Google listing because, like we've said before in trainings, everybody's looking for any type of service or product. They're looking on Google first. So you want to make sure you show up on Google first because that's where your website, your Google listing is. That's where your phone number is, your picture is, your website address is, your email address. If you add your booking calendar, it's right there. If you add your phone number that now the clients can text you, it's all right there. So if you're not up in your game on Google, it makes no sense to invest money anywhere else, honestly, in my opinion. This is the best dollar you'll ever spend. So if you guys have any further questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Please reach out anytime. And if I can't answer the question, I'll reach out to Justin. So Justin, once again, thank you so much for attending this, and I'll be reaching out to you pretty soon. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.